Football, it's one of the most popular sports in the country, and its selling factor is violence. Face it, people get excited when somebody lays a big hit on an opponent. However, growing concerns surrounding concussions and CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, in football have had players rethinking their decisions to play. Just ask Indiana Hoosiers quarterback Xander Diamond, who retired earlier this week, citing concussion concerns.
To be honest, I've had a lot of concussions over the course of my career, a lot of which were in high school. With the way that I play at my size, I'm not going to start being the guy who slides and steps out of bounds, and that's just not my style. And if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out my way.
Zone 39, Simeon gives to Bibbs. Good run up the middle. The 46-yard line, big stick by Eric Berry, who came up.
Whether it's high school, college, or professional football, concussions are seemingly more prevalent today. For Pullman High School football coach Dan Lucier, preventing concussions begins during the offseason in the weight room.
We really like to come from the standpoint of prevention, and the way that we lift in the weight room to the drills that we do on the practice field, keeping our head out of football and leading with our shoulder and those types of things. So everything that we do in the foundation that we starts with trying to protect the head and protect the football player in general.
After high school comes college ball, and here at Washington State, players have certainly taken their fair share of hits. Team physician Dennis Garcia has been along the Cougar sidelines for nearly 2 decades and ran me through what exactly the concussion protocol is. What is your understanding of CTE and also concussions, and how you evaluate concussions on the football field?
We'll put you through some provocative tests, run you up and down the sideline, make sure you can function normally, and again, give you brain quizzes. We'll ask you to do things like count or state the months backwards, starting with December.
Yes, players wear protective gear like pads and helmets, but even those can't prevent life-threatening injuries and concussions from taking place on the football field. So I asked fellow Washington State students one critical question: would they allow their future children to play the violent sport of football?
Yeah, I think I would, because there's a lot of risks in life, and I think if you're doing something that you love, there's a high risk for injury in a lot of things that people do, and I just think that you can't live your life in fear of what might happen.
Yeah, I would also let my son play football. I played football a little bit when I was growing up, and I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a good way to grow as a person.
It's impossible to deny that a sport like football has no relationship to traumatic head injuries. The next important step is educating players about the right way to tackle and the correct way to take a hit in order to prevent future concussions from occurring. Reporting for Murrow News 8, I'm Aaron Polivore.